Welcome to your practice. Today we'll explore how to create more space in the mind and the heart by a very simple practice of turning our attention inwards. So the word nivritti in Sanskrit can be defined as a flow of our consciousness from the external back to the internal. So every time we turn our attention back inwards, we have this capacity to create a little bit more space. We have the potential to listen a little bit more closely, to notice what it is that our mind, our heart, our body is asking for. And so this practice of bringing our attention inwards, of redefining our prana and bringing it back to the inside, this is one of the most essential practices to remain in a place of sustainability with our energy. Because all day long, our attention is being drawn outwards. We are experiencing and expressing ourselves through our senses, which is a beautiful practice. But in order to fully engage with the world, in order to feel that we can show up and live a life that is fulfilled, we also need to find that equal balance and keep drawing ourselves back to the inside so that we can keep tuning into what it is that will really truly serve us. So the practice of creating space in the mind and heart through stillness, through breath, through our meditation, this is what we'll practice today. So most important is that your pelvis is elevated so that you can find a comfort and an ease through your seat. So go ahead and take the hands to the fronts of your sit bones as you find that. And then give a little rock forwards and down so the pubic bone begins to release towards the earth. You should feel a freedom of your low back, a slight curvature. And from there, begin to elevate through the sides of your waist so that the torso, the heart can be extended. And then let the hands gently rest onto the tops of the thighs in any comfortable position. And from here, go ahead, float your eyes closed. And as you soften your gaze, invite yourself to move from the external to the internal. One of the ways that we can support ourselves to do this is by bringing our attention onto our breath. So the breath is this little doorway that helps us to move into the subtle realms of the mind and the heart. So without forcing or controlling the breath, instead begin to invite the breath into the body. And with every passing cycle, feel this natural extension. And as you continue to extend and lengthen your breath, now begin to refine your breath. And see if you can find a steady rhythm, a count of your inhales to match your exhales. So for most of us, that may look like a 4 count in, matched by a 4 count out. But if you have a larger lung capacity, then I'll invite you to increase the length of your inhale and allow your exhale to match that. Stay with your rhythm of breath, another few cycles here, finding an equal breath in matched by an equal breath out. And then you can go ahead and release the count of your breathing and Allow your breath to come back to a very sweet and organic pulsation. As you breathe here, notice if you can create a little bit more space. So there might be a subtle pause at the top of your in-breath, a slight retention. And then notice at the bottom of your exhale if you can find a slight pause. Just rest there within the emptiness, creating a bit more space in between your breaths. For these next few moments, let your awareness rest onto your breath. Whenever you get pulled out from your center, out of the present moment, the here and now, and gently redirect your attention back onto the sensation of your breathing. So notice the texture, the temperature, and the weight of your breath. And again, to the best of your ability, let your rhythm of breathing be even and harmonious. As often as you lose your focus, then just gently redirect and draw your awareness back onto the flow of your breath. Remaining very intimate with your breathing. Take your time as you inhale fully, allowing the chest to rise, the crown of the head to lift. And exhale a sweet sigh out. Gently gather the hands together at the center line of your chest, Anjali Mudra. And we take a moment to honor the practices of Nivritti, this capacity that we have to turn our attention inwards, to rest within the stillness, to create a bit more spaciousness, so that we can take refuge within the heart and fully listen to what it is that it needs moment to moment. Once again, empty your lungs as you release out fully. And inhale, take a full breath. And exhale, humble bow, chin to chest, forehead to prayer, and mind to heart.